Hello and good morning, everyone. Happy October 11th. That day has no relevance really, except for that we're 25 days from Election Day. I know this isn't my normal content, but I think it's so important that those of us who care and who live in the United States, that we actually do something. And there's a lot of reasons why to go out to vote this year. But I want to actually bring it back to personal responsibility and personal power, and how it actually helps you in your business. Okay. It helps you in your life in general. All right. There's an energetic side to this that no one is talking about. And it is so important to look at that side, especially as we get closer to November 5th. And hello, Sophia and Shuang and Eshka Walks Manga. Welcome, everyone. So I am going live to the Facebooks, to LinkedIn, to YouTube, Instagram, and over here on my phone to TikTok. Hello, my lovely TikTokers. So this morning, I'm going to be talking about how voting actually helps your business. Okay. On an energetic level, like how it really is this flag to the universe. Like, I'm ready for more. Bring it on, baby. And I'm also going to be talking about why I am supporting Harris Walz as a business owner, like really looking at the tax code, looking at things that they are planning on doing to support business owners. It's really the no-brainer for anyone who wants to start a small business or who's running a small business right now. If you have any questions for me, then please do pop them in the chat. I love to make these interactive. If you want any resources, then please do reach out to me after the fact if you want to get involved. You know, we gotta make this happen, right? We gotta make it happen. And just a little housekeeping. Hi, if you don't know me, maybe you follow me and you're like, who's this lady who showed up live? I'm Katie McManus. I'm a business strategist and money mindset coach, and I work with my clients to help them make more money in less time with fewer distractions. Hi, Charlie. Welcome. Hello. And I also do a ton of political volunteering. I think getting involved is one of the most impactful things you can do for your business that we do not talk about. All right. We do not talk about the impact that we have energetically for ourselves when we assert that our voice matters and that we can have an impact in our community. And we also don't talk about like the networking opportunities that happen as a business owner when you are involved, when you get out there and volunteer your time and meet other people who are making a difference. So first and foremost, let's talk about this energetic side that no one addresses when we get to election season. So want to just name the elephant in the room. There's no such fucking thing as being apolitical. Okay. Being apolitical does not actually exist. Okay. The fact that you don't like politics, like, okay, cool, whatever. When people say they're apolitical, what I hear is I'm a powerless pansy ass bitch. And no, excuse the language, but this is what I literally hear. When I hear someone say I'm apolitical, it means I don't think I have any power. I'm so powerless that like this most basic thing that's given to me by the country that I live in, this right that other people have literally like killed for, died for, this right that I have, like, I don't think it actually means anything. I don't think I actually make a difference. Right. And when I hear that, like, it is so painful for me as a coach who not only shows people how to start businesses, but also works with them on the mindset and the belief systems that will allow them to be more powerful, because that is a massive bat signal to the universe saying, hey, I'm powerless. Don't trust me with any opportunities. Right? If you're so powerless that the vote that you're given doesn't matter, like, how are you going to start a business? Like, how is anyone going to like look at you and be like, oh, this person, I should absolutely work with this person because they're so powerful, they can help me? No. When you say I'm apolitical, I don't care, and you say I'm not going to vote because it doesn't matter, you're basically telling yourself and the whole world that you are not powerful enough. Right? And so what's the universe going to do with that? The universe is going to be like, cool, this person has absolutely no power. Great. Let's not give them business opportunities. Let's not give them opportunities for funding. Let's not give them opportunities for them to really start and grow and expand this business, because If you're powerless in this most basic sense, then like, what are you going to do when you're given those opportunities? Probably diddly squat. The universe is a smart entity. Okay. The universe can identify that sense of powerlessness, and the universe is not going to waste opportunities on someone who thinks that they're that powerless. Right. Sharing power with hundreds of millions of people is not the same as having no power, people. Okay. Like you want to be so powerful that your voice matters more than everyone else. Great. Run for office. Run for office. Get involved. Become a state rep. Become a state senator. Run for Congress. Run for Senate. Do something. You want to have a more powerful voice? Go and do something. Get involved. Make your voice more powerful. Make your vote more powerful. Become a delegate. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Joshua. Oh my gosh, everyone on TikTok, welcome. I hope you're having a good morning. And again, if you have any questions about any of this, please let me know. But really, like when you go and vote, you're telling the universe, like I am grabbing hold of every ounce of power I have. I am grabbing hold of every little drop of power that I could possibly call to me. And I'm taking advantage of it. I'm using it. I'm using it to make my world better. Okay. The universe, when you start doing that in every single way you possibly can, the universe starts paying attention. Okay. The universe starts seeing you as someone who takes things seriously. And when the universe sees that, it's like, cool, what else can we send your way? What other clients can we send your way to help? What opportunities can we put in front of you that you'll take advantage of because you know you're so powerful? Okay. What can we give to you that you will make the best of? All right. So that's the energetic side of starting to really get involved politically, of using your voice and using your vote. You tell the entire universe and everyone around you that you're powerful. I want to share this like really random example of this. I dated this guy in my freshman year of college. His name was Adam. Really nice guy. He was, I was the assistant for one of the theater professors. He was a theater major. And like we only dated for like a month, maybe 2 months, and then it just didn't work out. Like whatever, we were kids. Lost touch. I think he followed me on Instagram, and you know how it works out. Like you're just connected with rando people. He reached out to me in 2020 and asked me who I was voting for. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you like? Why do you care? And he's like, well, I've just always just paid attention to who you vote for throughout the years. It's like we were in school together. I think we dated in like 2007. Okay. So for 13 years, this guy, without me having any awareness of it, was literally just paying attention to what I was posting about on Facebook and on Instagram and who I was saying I was voting for. And he was just like voting the same way because he's like, well, I figured you're smart and you're well-informed and, you generally have good judgment when it comes to this stuff. So I figured I would just like kind of outsource my thinking to you without me knowing. So I just want you to know, like you just being involved, you just being informed, you just going and using your voice. You have no idea the amount of power, the amount of influence you could potentially have. Okay. It is mind blowing when you think about it. When you use your voice to impact the world around you, you have no idea the impact you're going to have. Okay. On a completely separate note, like my tagline is stop being a weenie, right? It's in all of my social media platforms. When I post, you probably see it. And, I post all the time. I post mainly on LinkedIn, and I'm getting over into TikTok and Instagram more often now. But like people comment and like, and some people don't. And I got a message earlier this year from a woman who lives in New Zealand, who I had never spoken to before. I had never registered her commenting on my stuff or liking any of my content. And she messaged me saying that she started a business, and the only reason she did it is because she kept seeing "stop being a weenie" show up on her feed every day. Like that one sentence was enough to like light a fire under her to get her to like start the business and like see it through to the point where it's very successful at this point. You get to have quantum impact on your world. Okay. There are going to be people who are inspired to take action just by you taking action. Okay. You're only going to get there if you own every ounce of fucking power that you possess. And part of that is voting. Okay. So that is the energetics of how voting will help your business. It will help your life. It will help you be more successful, because someone who takes advantage of every moment where they can have an impact and make a difference, that's the kind of person who gets opportunities and who gets clients and who gets capital. And let's talk about money for a second. Okay. If you want to be massively successful in your business, like part of that is money. Cool. Right. So if you want more money to come into your business energetically, you have to tell the universe, hey, I'm powerful. I use every ounce of power that I possibly can get my hands on. And the universe will repay you in kind. The universe will see that and be like, cool, let's throw you some clients. Let's throw you some business. Let's do this. We're having a debate on Optimus Prime and Megatron and Christmas versus Xmas. Love it. Okay, cool. I think I missed a joke in there. Anyway, so those are the energetics of voting and why it's so important to do it. This election in particular is super important. Okay. And not just for folks who happen to live in a state that's a swing state, who've lost their rights to bodily autonomy, where just really hateful policies are being passed. It makes a difference to how much money you're going to make, how much money you're going to be able to keep, and how successful your business can be. All right. So let's go through this. These are the reasons why I'm voting for Harris Walz in this campaign. And, if you have any questions about this, I invite you to DM me. I invite you to reach out. We need to inform each other about why we're voting the way we are. Okay. And this is a taboo topic. Right. I just want to acknowledge that. Talking about who you're voting for and talking about politics, we've been trained. No. We don't talk about that. It's not polite. Right. But how you do one thing is how you do everything. Okay. The other taboo topics are money and sex. Right. If you're too afraid to talk about your politics, guess what? You're going to be too afraid to talk about your money. Right? You're going to be too afraid to have really brave money conversations with potential clients where you ask for more of it. You're going to shy away from asking for what you want because it feels like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Right? Let's talk about sex a little bit. Let's talk about sex, baby. No. So, sorry, I won't sing to you again. I promise. I'm terrible. Anyway, it's funny. Whenever I work with my clients on their relationship with money, and we get really solid with them feeling confident asking for the money that they want, a funny side benefit to this is usually their sex lives get better, right? Because they get a little more comfortable asking for what they want in the bedroom. Okay. How we do one thing is how we do everything. If you get more confident, more practiced at talking about politics and what matters to you, you're going to feel far more grounded and confident in talking about other taboo topics like money, like sex. Enter any other thing here. It has a massive impact. All right. So let's talk about the actual policies that the Harris Walz campaign is proposing that will help you as a small business owner, as someone who wants to start a business. Okay. So number one, the tax cuts for middle-class families. Now, I don't have children. I'm not planning on having children, but I have a client who's actively pregnant right now. Okay. I have clients who are starting businesses because they want to be able to control their time and have flexibility for when they do start families. And one of the things that the Harris Walz campaign is proposing, one of the policies that they're campaigning on, is they want to implement a $6,000 child tax credit for families with newborns. Okay. Do you know how much $6,000 helps a new business owner? Do you know what you can invest in for your business with $6,000 fucking dollars? Okay. $6,000 is not insignificant. $6,000 is more expensive, is more money than one of my programs where I teach people exactly how to start a business and how to get high paying clients. Imagine having that versus not having that. Imagine, your spouse is having a baby and you're wanting to start a business, but you don't want, like, the math just doesn't add up for families right now. And having that much more money in your bank account to invest in your business is going to be a game changer for folks who are growing their families and starting a business. Okay. Now, the other thing is, if we're going to stick with taxes and talking about taxes, they're not going to be increasing taxes for people who are making more than $400,000 a year. Okay. I know. We all want to be making $400,000 a year. And we have this tendency as a people to say, okay, cool. I'm going to vote for who I want to be. I'm going to vote for like future me, who I know is going to be a millionaire, right? That doesn't make sense right now. If you're only making $100,000 a year and you vote for Trump and your taxes raise, which they will, because that's what they did last time. That's why we're paying more in taxes right now. We're on the Trump tax plan right now as we speak. You're going to have less money in your bank account that you can use to invest in your business. That's it. So when you vote red this time around, if you're voting red, you're actually going to make it harder for you to build a business that makes you $400,000 a year. You're just going to be like giving away the resource of money to the government. Because you think, okay, well, someday it's going to benefit me if I'm rich, right? I would rather you not have to pay more in taxes right now, so it's easier for you to get to $400,000. I would so much prefer you to have all the resources at your disposal to make it easier for you to get to $400,000 a year. Okay. At that point, they're making $400,000 a year, like a couple percentage points of your taxes go up. Who gives a damn? You're so powerful. You can make more money, right? You're making $400,000 a year. But I love that they're not going to be raising taxes for folks who are making less than that. They're going to make it so much easier for business owners. All right. Number 3, the reason why I'm voting for Harris Walz as a business coach and as a business owner. Their policy to make first-time home ownership easier is going to massively change the game for so many. Right? So I don't know if you've ever tried to go to the bank to get a business loan. When you ask the bank for money, when you ask them for a loan, they generally ask for something called collateral. And this is basically like something that you own that you're saying, if I don't pay back this loan, you can take it from me. Right? It's just kind of like, this is their security, their backup. If you kind of like skedaddle and don't give them their money back. Right? Oftentimes, people will use property that they own as collateral. Now, banks, if you do not have something for collateral, they're not lending you money, right? Because they don't have any guarantee that you're going to pay them back, right? Now, if it's easier for folks, first-time home buyers, to buy a house, guess what's also going to be a fuck ton more easy? It's going to be a lot easier for them to go to the bank after they've bought their house and say, hey, listen, I really want to start a business. I'd like to borrow some money. How can we do this? And the bank's going to be like, cool, what do you have for collateral? How much money do you need? When you have collateral, you have so much more negotiating power. All right. Home ownership is something that is part of the culture in the United States. It's not the culture everywhere, if you believe it or not, but it's part of the culture here, and it makes your life so much easier. It really does. And of course, you get home security. You get like housing security with it. So I'm all for that. I don't think that buying a house should be as hard as it is right now. I don't know. I don't own a house. I don't know. I also don't really know where I want to live. So it doesn't really make sense for me to buy a house right now. But as soon as I figure it out, yeah. But I don't want it to be as hard as it is right now. I don't want it to be as expensive. They're also planning on doing things to lower rent prices. Okay. Which means the less money you're spending on rent, the more money you're going to have to start and grow your business. All right. It just makes sense if you're wanting to start a business or if you're in the midst of starting a business to vote blue this time around. Okay. Now, she's also proposing, Kamala Harris is proposing tax cuts for new business owners. She wants to take the startup tax credits from $5,000 a year to $50,000 a year. So your startup costs, you can deduct those up to 50%. I'm sorry, up to 50,000. That is what she is proposing in the new tax code. Okay, number 5. They're proposing making healthcare and health insurance far more affordable. Okay. This is one of the biggest concerns that my clients have about starting a business is like, how am I going to get health insurance? All right. Thank God for Obamacare. Thank God for the Affordable Care Act. That's how I have insurance as a solopreneur, as someone who owns her business and has no employees. I wouldn't have health insurance otherwise. Okay. I'm single. I'm not married to someone who has a 9-to-5 and health insurance through that 9-to-5. If you are wanting to start a business, if you're wanting to leave your 9-to-5, you're not going to be able to do that and stay on health insurance if we don't have the Affordable Care Act. Last time Trump was in office, he tried to dismantle it. If you don't think he's going to try it again, you're kidding yourselves. All right. We need affordable health care. We need health insurance to be accessible and available to all of us. And we need it to be a lot more affordable. Okay. The Harris-Walz, presidency would work so hard to make that reality for so many people. For those of you who have kids, affordable childcare, that's also another big policy agenda on the Harris-Walz campaign, is to make childcare more affordable. If you have kids, you know how expensive it is to pay for childcare, to get a nanny, to have them in daycare, to have them in a nursery, whatever. If you're starting a business, it's an incredible strain on your resources. Like, how do you leave a 9-to-5 job where you're already paying like 40, 50, 60% of your take-home income on childcare? How do you leave that for a business that's not going to make money for a little while? Okay. It's a lot easier to start a business when you don't have to spend that much money on childcare. But I'm really excited to see what their plan is for this, what their strategy. They haven't gotten super detailed about it, but of course, like, this will depend on a lot of other agencies. So it'll be really interesting to see that. Not to mention all the other issues. As a woman who has benefited from having birth control available to me, who has known that if my birth control ever fails, that I will have the option to choose if I want to have a child or not. Okay. Women's rights are human rights. All right. For women who want to start a business, or, I'm talking to you dudes also. If you want to start a business and you and your spouse have an unplanned pregnancy, what's that going to do for your goals? What is that going to do to your brand new business? It's probably not going to help. It's probably, babies are expensive. Pregnancies are unpredictable. What happens if you and your female companion get pregnant? You didn't plan on it. What happens if she has a really difficult pregnancy and you can't focus on starting and growing your business? What happens if you have to become a caretaker of her as she is incubating this baby that you both did not want? It's going to make your life so much more difficult. It's going to make starting a business that much more difficult. Okay. Giving women the right to choose when and if they want to become mothers doesn't just impact female entrepreneurs. Okay. It impacts their husbands. It impacts everyone in their world. All right. This is one of the core values that I have, that we all should have the power. If we're talking about power, we should all have the power to determine our own destiny. And if you want that for yourself, if you want to have the power to determine your own destiny, yes, I support you having that. But you know what? You know what's going to get in the way of that? If you're actively taking it from other people, right? Because what that communicates to the universe on an energetic level is, hey, I believe that not everyone should have power. I believe that not everyone should have the power to determine their own destiny. So I'm going to vote for me to have power over my own destiny, but not other people, not vagina owning people. No. Let's take that away from them. right? Then you start creating rules. You start creating situations in which not everyone gets power, right? The universe doesn't like hypocrisy. If you're saying some people get to be powerful and other people don't get to be powerful, the universe is like, cool. Then why should I give you any more power? Why should I give you any more opportunities to make more money? Why should I be sending clients your way that you can have influence on? If you're saying that power is not something that everyone deserves to have, right? Because why do you deserve to have it? Right? There's an energetic side that we really need to talk about here. So if you and hi Heather, welcome. If you have any questions, so there's so much that you can do. Number one, you have to go vote. Go vote. I encourage you to vote blue. All right. I encourage you to vote for the things that will actually help you start and grow a business. I encourage you to vote for the person who will support you the most in doing that. Okay. Despite if you have any hesitations about her and her other policies, if you want to start a business, it's the only choice that makes sense for you. Okay. If you have some spare time, get involved. Okay. And getting involved doesn't mean that you have to do hours and hours of work. It doesn't mean that you have to, go door knocking. It doesn't mean that you have to stand out in the middle of a busy intersection with a sign. You can absolutely do those things. I do those things. I do those things every fucking weekend. You know what? And it makes me feel like I have so much power. I have so much influence. But you know what? You can talk to 5 people. You can talk to 5 people in your life who you think might not be voting, and you can tell them, hey, here's why it's important this year. Here's why it's important. And here is why it's so important to vote for Harris Walz. This is why I'm voting for Harris Walz. Go and start these conversations. It's going to get you better at talking about taboo topics. All right. Which is going to help you make more money, and it's going to help you have better sex. Honestly, I'm not even making this shit up. Okay. Have those conversations. Pick 5 people that you're going to text and be like, hey, do you have your voting plan? Right? Do you need help figuring it out? All right. Go and have these conversations. If you want to volunteer, there's so many opportunities to volunteer. You don't even have to leave your home. And actually, if you want to get way better at sales, I highly recommend you join a phone bank. All right. Phone banking, basically what you do is you join a Zoom. They're going to show you how to use their little interface. You don't even have to use your phone. You're not showing your phone number to anyone. And it auto dials for you. So when it connects with someone, you literally just start reading the script. And you read the script and you ask them a couple questions. The incredible thing about doing this kind of work and phone banking and door knocking and dropping literature at people's houses, someone who gets like 4 touches, they get a phone call, they get someone knocking on their door, they get a piece of literature dropped off at their door, and they get a mailer. They're something like 4 or 5 times more likely to vote, right? Imagine the power, the impact you have by just being one of those touches. Okay. You can make a huge difference by getting involved. Like I said, you can go door knocking. Canvassing is one of the most impactful ways to get people out of their house on election day and to the polls. And of course, you can absolutely go and help register voters. Okay. We need to make sure that everyone, especially in swing states where the Republicans are actively cutting people from the registration lists, they're literally saying, nope, you're not registered to vote anymore. They're taking that away from them. We need to make sure that every single one of those people goes back and re-registers. Okay. We need their vote to count this year. And just so you know, if you do show up to the polls on election day and you're not registered, you have the legal right to ask for a provisional ballot. Okay. And if anyone gives you any trouble about it, you get to reach out to election officials and start talking to some lawyers, because you can create some problems for people who are trying to keep you from voting. All right, everyone. I have to go and consume some toast before my next 2 hours of calls this morning. I will be going live every single day before election day, talking about how this election is going to impact small business owners, and also how you can use getting involved this election cycle to grow and start your business. Okay. It's all interconnected, people. Okay. The energetics, the logistics, the networking, it's all It's all part of the same system. All right. Anyway, I'm Katie McManus, business strategist and money mindset coach. For those of you who've joined me, thank you so much for being here. I hope this was helpful. I hope this helped you learn a little bit more about the candidate that I'm supporting, and hopefully convince you to go and vote and be the powerful ass mofo that I know you are. Love you all. Have a great day. Happy Friday. And I will see you tomorrow. All right. I'm going to end with TikTok. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to end on the other.